Making the decision to buy a home is a big one, and you want to make sure that you're ready. But how do you know when you're ready to make the transition from renting to home ownership? Hi, I'm Karen Torres, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel, Move Me to Dallas, where we discuss living in the Dallas Metroplex, surrounding suburbs, and all that it has to offer. I've been a realtor with Evie Halliday for 10 years and was born and raised in North Texas, so I would be honored to introduce you to this wonderful area that I call home. Most people think that renting a home is a more affordable option than buying, but honestly, I don't know if that gives the full picture, because in many cases, the opposite is actually true. According to a 2021 rental affordability report that analyzes rental, wage, and home price data in markets across the country, owning a median price 3-bedroom home is more affordable than renting a 3-bedroom home in nearly 2/3 of counties in the U.S. Not only is a monthly mortgage typically more affordable than monthly rent when you compare similar sized homes in similar areas, but really that is not even taking into consideration the huge amount of equity you are losing every year you rent. So, when you're looking at affordability of renting, you have to consider the money you are losing every time you pay that monthly rent. So, here's a true story from 2 past clients of mine that illustrates this perfectly. Several years ago, I had 2 clients with different needs. One decided they would like to rent, which I totally get. There are definitely points in your life where it makes more sense to rent. I happily helped them find a great rental that they absolutely loved. In that same year, I had another client who was looking to buy a home that I was able to successfully negotiate a contract for a wonderful home she was excited to move into. Both homes were within 20 minutes of each other. Fast forward 5 years, the individual who had bought their home reached out to me saying she had decided she was ready to move again. Side note, I love when past clients ask me to help them with their future moves. I am not just there for your one transaction, but really I'm here to answer any questions you may have even after you move into the home, whether it's needing names for an electrician, plumber, or even updates on your neighborhood. So I hope to assist you throughout your buying and selling future. Anyway, I digress. I helped my past buyer, who is now a seller, put her home on the market, and here's the really great part. I was able to help her sell this home for a whopping $105,000 more than what she paid for it just 5 years prior. Let that sink in. In 5 years, she made $105,000 just by living in her home and paying her mortgage as opposed to paying a landlord's mortgage. So it's not really just that you can probably secure a mortgage and pay less than the rental price when comparing similar homes. It's the huge amount of equity that you are losing out on by continuing to rent. The first couple we spoke about rented for that entire 5 years and walked away with nothing in their pocket. So as you're thinking about everything I've spoken about, some key questions you may want to ask yourself when determining whether you should keep renting or jump into home ownership would include some of these questions. How long do I plan to stay in the area? If you know you will be moving out of the DFW area within the next year or 2, then you may want to hold off from buying right now. Ultimately, you want to make a smart investment, and trying to sell within a year of buying a home is not advisable unless you really have to. So if you are at a place in your life where you plan to settle in for at least a few years, then you might want to consider buying a home. Are you prepared for maintenance? When you rent, your landlord takes care of home maintenance, but when you buy, that responsibility falls to you. Before you make the decision to buy your home, make sure you're ready to tackle all of the home maintenance projects and costs that come along with owning a home. Do you need perfect credit to buy a home? Well, having good credit is certainly helpful when trying to secure a mortgage, but if your credit is less than perfect, you can still buy a home. For example, FHA loans have lower credit and income requirements than conventional loans. If you're questioning your credit score or if your income is sufficient to secure a loan, the best way to answer that is to actually speak to a lender. Don't make assumptions before speaking to someone because many times people find out that they actually can qualify, and at the very least, the lender is able to provide a roadmap for the steps they need to take in order to qualify and provide a timeline to work towards. Much more empowering scenario when moving forward with facts. By the way, I have numerous local lenders I work with, and I'm happy to share those names with you. Just shoot me a quick text if you would like for me to provide those names with you. Bottom line, you want to make sure that when you buy a home, you are ready, and asking yourself these questions can help you gauge how prepared you are to take that next step. If you have decided that you are ready to take the plunge into home ownership, you don't want to miss next week's video where I'll be discussing closing costs and how much you need to put down on a home. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you'll be notified next week when my next video comes out. In the meantime, you can also take a look at my website, Your Texas Nest, where you can search for homes throughout the Metroplex. I even have a tab for featured Dallas suburbs where I've already broken down several areas in Dallas and suburbs within Collin County. See you next week.